The Minnesota Timberwolves acquired all-star big man Rudy Gobert in a trade this offseason and have now created one of the best big fours in the NBA, and these Minnesota Timberwolves could be title contenders. Tim Connolly, the T-Wolves general manager, has done a great job of constructing the team this offseason. Of course, they got Rudy Gobert in one of the blockbuster trades this NBA offseason and got some key role players that can help their team this next season, like Bryn Forbes and Kyle Anderson. What makes this team so scary is their big four, which consists of Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert, the new Twin Towers, plus Dangelo Russell and Anthony Edwards, two guards who are some rising young stars. Karl Anthony Towns and Dangelo Russell have been killing it for the Timberwolves for years now, and adding two players like Anthony Edwards and Rudy Gobert in the last few years might have just made them one of the best teams in the Western Conference. I legitimately think that because of this Rudy Gobert trade, the T-Wolves could be a top 3 seed in the Western Conference. I think they might even be top 2, honestly, but it's tough to stop the Warriors, isn't it? I said this earlier in the video, but it is going to be scary to stop the Minnesota Timberwolves night in and night out, because you have potentially 4 guys in the starting lineup who are going to be averaging 15 plus points a game. And I think next season the Minnesota Timberwolves could be one of the deepest teams in the NBA with their great role players like Jaden McDaniels, Kyle Anderson, and Bryn Forbes. The Minnesota Timberwolves have been one of the worst teams in the NBA in the past decade, but that is about to change this next season because of their depth and their star players. Their young core is incredible, and all these guys that they have acquired in the last few years, aside from Karl Anthony Towns, Dangelo Russell, all their stars are under 30 years old. They are in all of their primes, and Anthony Edwards is literally only 20 years old. The T-Wolves are going to make some serious noise in the playoffs next year, and I think that they could make the Western Conference Finals, or better yet, make it to the NBA Finals for the first time in their franchise's history. I think next season could be the best season from the Minnesota Timberwolves since Kevin Garnett in 2004 when they got knocked out in the conference finals versus the Lakers. Except their team is even better because they don't just have a big 3 in Latrell Sprewell, KG, and Sam Cassell, but they also have a big 4 this season of Anthony Edwards, Dangelo Russell, Karl Anthony Towns, and Rudy Gobert, plus all their incredible role players like Naz Reid. We all know what Anthony Edwards can do, one of the best young scorers in the NBA, who almost won Rookie of the Year last season. You have Karl Anthony Towns, who has been the building piece of the Minnesota Timberwolves rebuild for years now. Dangelo Russell is inconsistent at times, but when he catches fire, he is very hard to stop. Taurean Prince will probably be in the starting lineup next season and will bring some firepower for the T-Wolves. Naz Reid is a great player who can come off the bench and give you 10 points a night. Jordan McLaughlin is a scrappy point guard who does it all. Jalen Noel is another point guard who really does everything. Rudy Gobert is one of the best defensive players in the NBA. Kyle Anderson is slow-mo. He's on a fast break. He will slow down, but you cannot block him. He is unstoppable on fast breaks, even though they're slow breaks for him. Bryn Forbes is a great player. He's bounced around the league and has been great on other teams. Walker Kessler, I don't even know who that is. Josh Minott, I think he was in the draft this year. Same with Mateo Spagnuolo. And then Ty Washington and Jaden McDaniels are all players who could be great for the T-Wolves next season. A very good core with a lot of depth. Another reason why the NBA should be terrified of the Minnesota Timberwolves right now is because you have 4 guys that might be combining for 80 to 90 points per game. And in basketball, the way to win is to get the most points. And getting 90 points from 4 individuals will be really scary. I think the Minnesota Timberwolves might lead the league in points per game next season as a team, which is a huge reason why I think they might win the Larry O'Brien Trophy. All-star big man Karl Anthony Towns has been improving every single season of his career, and it just seems like he keeps getting better and better, getting older and older, and getting into his prime. I think a lot of people forget that Karl Anthony Towns is only 26, but it feels like he's been in the NBA for forever. Karl Anthony Towns is a 3-time NBA All-Star and is one of the best big men in the NBA. He's consistently ranked as a top 5 center in the NBA, and so is Rudy Gobert, who will make incredible twin tower with Karl Anthony Towns. Now, we've seen this strategy used in the NBA before. We saw Hakeem Olajuwon and Ralph Sampson. We've seen Tim Duncan and David Robinson. And recently, we've seen the 3 big man trend in Cleveland with Lauri Markkanen, Evan Mobley, and Jarrett Allen. But we have not seen a 2 big man combo in a really long time, which is just something you do not see in today's NBA when you are playing with 3-point shots that have changed the game. You know what I'm saying? But that will do it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Click subscribe, turn notifications on, like, share, comment, all the good stuff. And as always, I'm your boy Hyper Hooper Basketball, and we're out.